as we have a look at the course. We're in Eliminator, 3 races, showing us here the course of ski, and then we'll see the board and the swim. In this first race, it's actually swim, ski, board. So we're off to be a great start here into that shore break, and they'll try and find that rip out on the left-hand side. But we lose 5 in the first race and 5 in the second. It's on from the beginning.
There's Kai Hurst, the man we speak of, on the inside, but obviously everyone's still thinking of that battle between Poole and Eckstein as the gun goes off, and I speak of Shannon and what will happen today. It's been fantastic theatre, and just shows how determined and how much goes in and how much is resting on all of this.
Well, there's 2 big battles, isn't there? Because it's actually Eckstein versus Hurst at the moment in the point score. But for pride, and the actual 2 form competitors seem to be Eckstein and Poole, the way they're stuck together in these last couple of races since the big controversy, I think it's going to happen again today.
Yeah, well, it's nice and tight racing out here as they all head out in this swim leg. And I'm actually 84 kilos, Tim. Trevor just whispered that you were mocking me at 85, but I'm actually a fighting fit 84.
Don't worry, I'd love to be anywhere near that as we watch them head out to the cans here.
And it's a good point about weight, isn't it? Because one of the things in this Ironman race is you have to be as light, not just in your weight, but in your mind as you possibly can be. When you're swimming across those chops, when you're picking up waves, you've got to swim across the top. When you're running around through that soft sand, you can't think heavy at all, Reece, and you would know that. So these boys out there right now will be thinking light, streamline, slipstream, as a wave comes up.
Yeah, they're going to try and work on top of this, and I think we're going to get quite a few competitors on this. Kai Hurst is definitely down that. Kendrick Louis, Mitch Miller, Dane Farrell.
Oh, to be one of those 5 if you're in this race. You just love to get a good start in one of these races.
It is the Eliminator format, of course. We're Eliminator again in Coolum as you look there. 5th place is Kai Hurst, 2nd is Kendrick Louis, and leading the way, Mitch Miller.
Mitch Miller showed a little bit in the last couple of rounds. He started to be back up there again, Reece, and I'm sure he's a training partner of Shannon Eckstein. He'd prefer to be up that end of the field.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's got the talent to be up that end of the field too, Mitchy Miller. He's had some great results. And look at that great body surfing there. Nice streamline, really kicking those legs. Kai Hurst.
Who else?
Showing us how to do it and how to do it well.
Many years ago, we had the great Craig Riddington, was exceptional body surfer and had a certain way he went about it. And he had a little bit of a hand in Kai Hurst, coaching him when he was growing up, went to Manly for a little while. And I'm sure Hursty already had it in him, but Riddo's certainly passed on something because Hursty is the master of it.
As we look at the current standings, great man Riddo, big Manly Warringah supporter in the rugby league, so I'm sure he'll be watching. G'day to you and the family. Eckstein, Smith in 7th, Poole 8th, Wesberg in 9th.
Kane Eckstein flying out. Reece, you've talked a little bit about in the last couple of rounds how Kane hasn't quite been up there. Exceptional competitor, and you saw him there, the rating on the ski, pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's so competitive and so impressive when he's in form, and it's good to see him up the front there. You know, it's taking him a while to get in. As we just saw Wesy Berg, slip off his ski, he's going to hop on here and straight off the other side. A little bump's got underneath him, and those little mistakes, they build up and they can play a big part in the race.
It doesn't look like much, does it? But it plays on your mind as well. You're getting on, you're out of rhythm, you're starting to give yourself a little bit of a beating on the way out in your head, and he's got to drop that as quick as he can, because if he thinks about it, he'll end up in that red zone, and we've all been there.
Bottom 5 out, and of course we'll get down to 6 competitors at the end of this. So there's Matty Poole on board with him.
Look how spread out the field is. It's really spread out, that swim leg being first up, and that deep hole through it, and that one wave. Look, Kane Eckstein out front, Kai Hurst in 3rd, and Shannon's just coming up to the first marker, so that's a really big distance. So once that time Kane crosses the line, or whoever comes across first, that time starts clicking to the next race. So that could play a part in this today as well.
So 5 will go out, but that 6th person that doesn't go out is a long way behind that leader.
Shannon there back in the field. As we look at him, he knows what he's doing though. You wouldn't be criticising where he's in the field, would he? He'd know exactly what's in front of him.
Tim, did you love that interview with Shannon right at the start of the show today? Just the way you'd say the way he thinks about it, but he actually gets out of his head. He puts himself in the right spot, so he thinks about it, but he doesn't brew on anything. He's constantly in the next moment, in the next moment. And that's what Ironman racing is all about. You cannot let something stay with you. You have to be back at the next spot, the next spot. There's too much going on to brew over something that happened even 5 seconds ago.
Particularly in this format, because this race will be fish and chip shop paper in a few minutes' time, and if you're in the bottom, you're gone. There are our leaders. Kendrick Louis just behind Kane Eckstein right at the moment.
And Kane Eckstein will be stoked with this. He's had a pretty ordinary season by his standards so far. Kai Hurst comes around doing a great job there as well. Mitch Miller we've talked a bit about. Shannon Eckstein, as Reece pointed out before the break, back there just in front of the red zone, and hello, look who he's next to.
They're like magnets, aren't they? It's amazing how things pan out. I just like the way Shannon runs across that sand, nice and light on his feet. But there's his brother doing it really well out in front, and Kendrick, they're comfortable at the moment in this last board leg.
It was many years ago that Shannon came into the sport and sort of took it to another level and started doing something that we worked on many years ago, was, you know, transitions, super fast transitions, and he became so quick at it. Won a couple of world titles purely on the back of how fast and how light he was on the sand, but how fast he went around. He doesn't quite have that same step, that spring in his step after those couple of leg operations, but goodness, hasn't he changed the sport the way he's made it one whole race?
Absolutely. I know he ran past me a few times with those legs, so he's taking it to a new level as we see Tannen Linden doing the hard yards, and look at that concentration.
Oh, Kai Hurst, what? He's gone for the tube. He's fallen off his board.
Oh, no. That's huge. What was he... Oh, well, I know what he was thinking, but why did he do that?
We're going to see this. That's just purely for play. He's thought, I've got enough gap here. His hand comes off the strap. He had hold of the strap. He's lost his board. This could be massive here. He's already got a huge lead, so he's got a chance to get on the board, and he does. That could have been catastrophic.
As we see Kane go past, and here comes Kendrick Louis. It is an eliminator. Look, I think he's got plenty of room behind him, but goodness gracious me, it was risky.
Oh, let's have a look at his face. He's comfortable, happy, laughing, pokes his tongue out. He's okay, he's made it, but that could have been a major, major mistake. Coming second in the series and still looking for his first win. That's not how you do it.
Yeah, he'll be filthy too because he didn't even get the shot or the barrel, but that was crazy. I don't know what he was thinking.
Here's our two together again, crossing the line. We're going to come out to our last 6 in a moment.
Here's an interesting bit of play. There's Wesberg, Hayden White just behind him, and I think Cam Cole, this extremely talented sprinter just behind them. Might be a bridge too far for Cam, but here's Berg, White. They hit it together, and the young legs win the day this time, but Wes good enough to get through. Cam Cole, unfortunately, will be eliminated. He finishes up in the red zone. Here are the standings. Kane Eckstein, probably his shining moment of the series so far. Louis, Miller, Hurst, Farrell, Shannon, Eckstein.
Down to Poole, Nath Smith, Tannen Linden hanging in the Hayden White. Wesberg just through, Cam Cole out. Matty Bevilacqua, Thomas Trembath, Hayden Ellum, Josh Minogue, home for the day.
They are, but all these guys are safe. Matty Poole, of course, and Shannon and Kendrick and Kai, and even Wes.
Super handler Pete was like, you got to beat one. Whitey's handler saying you got to beat one as well, and I'm like, you sure? And they're like, yeah! Oh my God, I was standing still like this, and Whitey's like just mowing me down.
Great bit of personality from Wesberg. That smile is outstanding. We're on the line for the next one. It's all over that. Now they've got to go again. Shannon, Poole, haven't they had some time together?
Away they go. Dane Farrell and the blue hair on this side. Away they go.
Oh.
Wesberg! He's left the ski behind. Oh no, after that little bit of entertainment he's given us, he's left the ski behind.
And that sometimes happen, like we've been laughing about it, but when you're tired and you're fatigued, these little mistakes creep. Oh, and he's just plain out missed it. He's got a hold of it.
It's from Tannen Ski. He had hold of the cable there for a second. He would have let that go.
Would have hurt his fingers as well.
Ouch. He's not going to be happy with himself, is he, Reece?
Nah, wow. And as they're punching out through these, Tannen Linden's upside down. So these little waves on that bank have got a fair bit of power in them.
Bang! He knows this is crunched on him.
Over he went.
It's one of those ones, you know, where the water comes on and lifts you out of the seat and you land on the side of it and you just roll out. It's so easy to do.
He's in a bit of a nasty spot there too, Trevor. It keeps breaking continuously on that spot, so he's got a bit of work to do, Tannen.
That'd be a shame for him if he actually has had such a good series so far.
Yeah, and they're the guys that have gone. Cole, Bevilacqua, Trembath, Allen, Josh Minogue. So eliminator again this time. Our bottom 5 go, then we'll have 6 to race it off. So It's all or nothing.
There we go. That's Dane Farrell there. He's sitting right next to, you can see Kai Hurst, number 5 there. Kai. Go around me, Dane. My rudder is snapped. So he snapped his rudder. Nice sportsmanship, by the way. He's actually let him know. That is horrible. Kai, second in the series at the moment.
Without a rudder, you can't turn. It takes forever to turn around on a ski without a rudder. This is huge. This could be Kai's series right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, in life, people say things are rudderless or people are rudderless. It means no direction. So he's got a real battle on his hands here. Kai Hurst, as we look up the front, and Kendrick Louis leads the way. Then Hayden White after that good sprint with Wes Berg, and Matt Poole back there in 6th. So he's teetering on the edge.
This is where Kai Hurst was leading the series a couple of years ago, and he missed the can in the swim leg, the back can. Only cost him sort of, 10 seconds he saved, but he got disqualified from the race, lost the series for that year. Newcastle, not a happy hunting ground at the moment for Kai Hurst, and it's a shame. Look at Shannon Eckstein on the right there, pushing over to join this front crew.
Wow, that's some great paddling right there from Shannon. Joins his brother Kane.
Wave standing up.
Shannon's held that. That's great surfing there. Hayden White's gone sideways.
There we go. Hold on, Hayden. He's got to just hold his ski.
Oh, over he goes. Now, as good as we look at these front runners going, how difficult is it for Kai when your rudder's broken, as we look at the replay of Hayden White?
Oh, you'll see it here. You'll see. Well, let's see what he does with his leg. He throws it over that side, and then that flips you over. Bang, away he goes that way. Always happens. Don't like that when I try and teach people. Don't put your foot on that side. But anyway, that's what you do. Inexperience, as you say, Kai Hurst on the wave out there on the right-hand side. He's second in from the right on the white ski, and he was doing okay. So he's actually steering that ski basically paddle-wise. This is where it's going to get difficult.
Which is amazing, really, Trevor, to think you've got no rudder. He's amazing, Kai Hurst. So he's not out of it. As Pooley just has a little mishap on the edge here. Up he gets. He needs to get going, Pooley. This is really close racing here.
Yeah, he's right on the edge. The bottom guys go, and then we'll have 6 to finish it off to see who wins the day. Matt Poole comes round. Kai Hurst in very unfamiliar territory in 11th. He yells out to his coach, my rudder snapped, so what can he do now?
Well, we talked about it before. Now you've got to let it go. He's got 2 great legs to go. He's got the best swim leg in the business of all time, but he has to leave that behind. Can he do it? He's certainly capable of it.
100%, Trevor. He definitely can, as we're on board here with Wesy Berg.
Didn't miss his board that time.
Thank goodness he'll be relieved.
What a great athlete Wes is, and what a great teacher.
Those two both are a bit of a bromance going on there, but the difference between, Kai Hurst has fallen off again on the board. As I just talk about that, he's having a horrible day.
Anyone predicted he'd win today?
Yeah, it's all that extra weight on his back as we see him come in here. And it just gets skipped straight off.
I'm going to have to go to apologise to him after this race. Fair income.
What I was going to say was that Joel Parkinson and Wes Berg, the difference is one's got a leg rope, the other one doesn't need one as they're walking up the beach, and that's the difference between an Ironman and a surfer. But both great Aussie sportsmen, and
whoa,
great to see them working together. Tannen spun around backwards.
Watch this, Trevor, doing the right thing, popping the board, trying to get his nose up over the white water. Oh, done like a 360 standing up in the air. But the good thing was he held onto his board. He didn't lose it, which is very crucial. Didn't panic.
He had a good look on his face too then. He didn't curse or swear straight away, and he just looked like he went, well, I've done this, and moved on. So I like the way he's going about his business, Tannen. That's going to cost him a little bit, though. That extra distance with one leg to go after this, he's got to get in that top 6, and now not in that position.
Yeah, can Kai Hurst come back? He'll need some sort of miracle, but he is a very, very strong swimmer, as we know. So he's right down the back. Bottom 5 to go, top 6 to progress and see who wins the day.
It's Kai Hurst with swim to go. You can never write that guy. I've seen the guy come from last many a time to be back in the picture. You can't write Kai off yet.
I've seen him inspire whole beaches at Australian surf races and stuff like that. I think it's 9 Australian surf races that he's competed in a row. A couple he wasn't at, and he's won all 9 of those. Incredible the way he picks up waves and things from everywhere. Real star of the sport, life-saving as a whole, not just Ironman.
Kendrick Louis lost in space there for a little bit. You've got Mitch Miller now back in 6th. Hayden White, of course, in 7th.
That's the red zone.
They're teetering on the edge.
Hayden looks like he might. Dane Farrell's just going to drop off the back of that, but Whitey's got a nice wave to bring him through, and that's like Christmas, that. You'll get a nice little rest, try and recover and get himself back in the game here. So a couple of nice little waves there as the leaders had to paddle pretty much the whole way in.
And more importantly, the third wave back, those guys have missed that next wave. It looked like it was going to get them and they'd be one wave behind. That's given a buffer now to 4, 5 and 6 to get through to this final. Look at that, 2 waves gap.
Yeah, and we saw Matty Poole on board with him there, furiously paddling. And the top 6 get through as we see Shannon come up the beach. There's the returning veteran Nathan Smith just behind the legend Eckstein. Matty Poole, of course, the nemesis of Shannon Eckstein throughout the course of it. Great to see his dad has the shirt off again today. And that's Mitchy Miller.
Mitchy Miller there. It's a Chase Hayden White up the beach. Dane Farrell coming out with the blue hair for Beyond Blue. There's the man of the moment in the wrong sense. Poor Kai Hurst is back there after a few mistakes and he's way back, busted rudder. He's had a bad day today, not in position at the moment.
Race 2, and the big story here is Kai Hurst, who's been nipping at the heels of Shannon Eckstein through the whole series, is struggling out the back. He had a rudder break on him and things have not gone right today. Yeah,
we can see Kai Hurst just jumping that rip over to the left. He'll try and make his way back up to this pack, but he does have a lot of work to do. But he's done it before. We see some great shots from the Seabob, our underwater camera there of Shannon Eckstein. That was awesome.
Kai knowing exactly what position he's in, he was swimming across the reef patch there on the way out. That's where the water's flying on that edge. But these front 6 guys are right out in front at the moment. This is going to be disaster for Kai in a series sense. We can see our cameraman coming along underneath there. And what a great shot we're getting underneath. Perfect technique if you really broke it down. Great surf swimming from this crew. There's 6 pretty much in touch together.
And the thing is, you mentioned it before in the past few weeks, that swimming for all of them has gone so far up the pole that Kai, although he's great, as we see a couple of guys catch these waves, that's Matty Poole centre screen, a few all over the top of each other, that they're all great swimmers now.
They really are, and Kai Hurst was the first one to push that pace. He actually trialled to swim 1,500 metres for Australia at the Olympics, got 3rd, very, very close, but he's actually a better surf swimmer than he is a pool swimmer. Some guys have tried to come from pool swimming to surf and haven't been able to do stuff like that, or certainly swim through the chops. Kai Hurst, that's his wave that he might just need. He's got to be somewhere in touch, but maybe not enough time.
Yeah, as Kendrick Louis comes out of the beach, he's through. Matty Poole's through. Kane Eckstein is through. So top 6 here. Mitch Miller. Where's Shannon Eckstein? I'm surely he knows. He was in that top 6. He's got to be close by. Hopefully we haven't seen anything dramatic happen to him. Yeah, there is Nathan Smith and Shannon, just cruise missile stuff, just comes in behind, knows exactly where he is, and everyone from him is gone. Kai knows how valuable these points are. Although he won't race in the final, he's trying to stay up the beach and stay ahead of as many as he can because he has been in 2nd.
Whoa, that was Tannen just in front of him there, and that's going to drop him back and out of the running for the series this year. Heavy.
Yeah, looking for a place to hide, Kai Hurst today. Kendrick Louis, Matt Poole, Kane Eckstein, Mitch Miller, Nathan Smith and Shannon Eckstein, and they will be the guys that battle it out in the final.
It's great to see Mitchy Miller and Nathan Smith back up there in that final. That's a great result for those guys today. You see Hayden White, Tannen Linden, Kai Hurst, Farrell and Berg eliminated.
Who would have ever thought that Kai Hurst would be there? It puts him in a perilous position overall. Let's get down to Roz, who is on the beach.
Matt, congratulations, you're through, an important result.
Yeah, definitely. I just noticed Kai bowed out then, so it's kind of freed up a couple of points maybe to try and strike between me and Kendrick, get ourselves closer to that runner-up position. But yeah, the 3rd and final race, I guess this is the one that counts, so it's tough. We've got to stand up and deliver.
Yeah, stand up and deliver. There it is, Kai Hurst. Well, he didn't today, and he had a few things go against him, but he'll be sitting, watching like all of us. Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, Kendrick Louis, Kane Eckstein. There they are, the top 6. Matty Poole.
Board pickup, very important. As you saw the sense of anticipation on their face. The gun's about to go. This is it. This is the race. This is the most important thing. And so many points come down to this race right here now. But also possibly first win for the season for one of these guys.
Like you said on that line, you could see them taking deep breaths, you could see the focus in the eyes, and you can see all their determination on their faces, and the rate is up. And these guys would be hurt in 3rd race of the day. They'd be stinging, but look at the pace. There's Kendrick Louis, he's got a great start out there on that left side.
Well, we saw the rudder go on Kai Hurst last time, but these guys, that's a nice reminder for them to know how just one thing going wrong can tip it for you.
Yeah, exactly right, Tim. And like we talk about a lot of time, it only takes one mistake and your race is over. So they've really got to focus and concentrate and make sure their race is mistake-free.
Wow, look at that Indian file. They're all in a row. We call it Indian file where the back one paddles up. But, of course, Kendrick Louis not going to slow down for Shannon Eckstein at the back to paddle all the way up. He'll get around and have first crack at the first wave after the second can. But I haven't seen that for a long time. They must be a little tired and just happy to be on the wash.
Just the furious pace they went out. It seemed funny how it all just slowed down into the Indian file. And I think a bit of a wave came through and sorted them out. So that left-hand side sort of shot out, and that's just how the way it's planned out. But look, you know, there's a bit of a gap.
That's incredible. That's 2 wavelengths there of actually get around and get onto something. Let's see how it pans out. Kendrick Louis, he needs to get a payback here for all the hard work. He's put himself in a good position, and this might be it. Can he get down it? No. That could leave him exposed a little. Shannon Eckstein at the back needs to get a little move on as well. And he does. He picks up a run.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Tim, look at this. That's going to be 6.
Wow.
Just stalking them at the back, wasn't he? Just looking at them all. Furious at the front, and Shannon was just cruising. Now they're all together. That's a nice picture, isn't it?
Wow, you've done one hard leg as they've sprinted along. Oh, Nathan Smith. Let's have a look at this. Nathan Smith is flying on, hits a chop or something, and on his face, slips off the board.
Someone shot him.
Quicker than you can see it. Smithy won't be happy with that. He was on the leading wave and now he's not. That's how quickly your fortune can turn.
And that's the mistake we're talking about. That one mistake, Trevor, you know, and look at Smitty now. He's out the back door. A lot of work to do. You've got to limit your mistakes.
And you've seen the same from Kane Eckstein there, dropped off that wave as well, somehow.
How's the body feeling now, guys?
Well, fatigued, a little lethargic, but also full of lactic acid. You're starting to get heavy and tight. You haven't got the same sprint ability inside of you. Mitch Miller doing a great job here, takes the lead. Good for him.
Having a good day, the guy from the Sunshine Coast, Mitch Miller.
Wow, Mitch Miller, and doesn't that show you the human face of these young athletes that put their heart and soul into this sport? Great young man. It's good to see him doing well again.
Yeah, Mitchy Miller, he's a good kid, and I think he's just starting to realise how talented he is, so it's good to see him back up there.
Yeah, and while people are enjoying all the beautiful restaurants and other parts of Noosa, Mitch is just training, and this is where he's at. He's in the top 6 in this race today, really performing well. Another guy that has performed well the last few years, on the podium the last couple of years, is on the beach with Ros Kelly here in Newcastle.
Who do you think's going to take it out?
Oh, you know, I'm in a tough, you know, I'm in the Mooloolaba corner, obviously. I'd love to see those guys
Emotions
do well.
aside.
Yeah, emotions aside, it's very hard. I think, you know, between Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein today, and like I said before, you can't write off Kendrick either and Kane Eckstein.
Let's talk tactics. Shannon Eckstein, he's such a force. How do you stop him?
Yeah, Shannon Eckstein is a force, you're right. For the last 10 years, he wins these eliminators and he wins them pretty easily. So I think sometimes you got to take the pace up to him and see how he reacts and things like that. I know personally last year when I raced him, it was a 5-round eliminator, and you get to the third race and Shannon Eckstein's still at 60%. So tactically, it is so hard to beat a guy like him, and I know you can't write off guys like Matt Poole today. He's a very explosive athlete.
Thanks for your insight.
Thanks, Ross. Cheers.
Ali Day giving us a bit of an athlete's view of how this all works. Fascinating stuff as we saw the pictures, the great pictures of Kane Eckstein underwater.
And just as he was talking about it, we see a wave here out the back.
Smitty out the back.
He's got down it. Kane Eckstein's going to try and pick up on the edge. We saw Shannon Eckstein take the inside of the swim can. Smitty comes all the way through and right on the tail of that field. It's worth mentioning, no matter how this race goes, Shannon Eckstein's been so incredible for so long because he really does know how to pace these races, and to have won these races over and over again for 10 years, unbelievable athlete. And there he is sitting on the left of the field, right there again.
And as they swim through this deep gutter again, that outside break, breaks through, fills up through this gutter. That wave, look, it's put Smitty straight back in the picture. This is a really close race. Little shorey here. This will make a little bit of a difference to a few competitors.
Yeah, and that's Kendrick Louis out in front. Kendrick Louis, of course, well, as we look at the other guys, it's almost like they're just standing there waiting for transport to pick them up as Kendrick just moves through, and he'll hit the beach first.
That's huge. That is huge. This has set up this race. This could be Kendrick Louis' second win of the year if he can hold this.
Well, with the Poole Eckstein gate that we've been watching the last couple of Louis in one. Poole, Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, Mitch Miller, Kane Eckstein, and if you've just jumped in, Kai Hurst eliminated in the last round.
Reece, I am nervous. I've got nervous flutters as I go in this last leg. You can feel the whole energy rise. These guys are so determined. Look at Kendrick Louis there, and you know Shannon Eckstein's chasing. You know Matt Poole on the right there is absolutely tonguing to win this race.
Look at the rate from Pooley there, and the rate from Kendrick. He's shooting out there like a rocket. The pace is on. You can feel, like you said, that intensity and the pressure. It's all building, and they're going for it. And I think Kendrick's going to slip out here.
And Shannon's skipping over these little waves. This could play a bit of a part here. He's actually staying in touch, even though he's going up and down. Kendrick Louis over the back. He's going to get out no problems at all. Shannon's flying out on the left. Matt Poole on board with him. And look at him looking across as well. Shannon has another wave in front of him. No, he's over it. Kendrick's over it. There's so many little things going on in this field.
He was just airborne then too. Kendrick kept his balance and off he goes.
Such a big lead though, Kendrick Louis. He's turned it up, almost missing, as we mentioned before in the last couple of rounds, because we were all so gripped by what was going on with Shannon Eckstein and Matt Poole. And they are prominent there right at the moment, but there seems to be a winning lead right here with Kendrick Louis. The boy from Newport up there, the beautiful northern beaches in Sydney, and Kendrick Louis got a bit of fresh air between him and the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's in no Newport holiday moment at the moment. He's actually flying along, holding this lead. Matt Poole chasing him, Shannon Eckstein right behind. But Reece, look how good Kendrick looks. He's going away.
Look how strong. All three are paddling really strong, but Kendrick has increased his lead as we see Pooley coming around. Look at him gritting his teeth. He's got Shannon bearing down on him. This is a close race, but Kendrick, he should turn and get first crack at these runners and waves.
And they are good little runners and waves too today. So what he needs to do is get that line right into the beach, get on the first wave he possibly can. Shannon hasn't given up. He never will.
Look at the composure on his face. Never looks panicked. He's just so composed.
Well, you know what he's got in his mind, don't you? Shannon, he always wants to come through. Matt Poole's still got a bit of a break on him, though, in second spot. But Kendrick Louis, all he has to do is pick up the right wave here. Just a little swell, and this could be his chance.
Can Kendrick Louis just cruise to the finish line here? All our key players in this drama are in the finish here. You've got Kendrick Louis, you've got Matt Poole, you've got Shannon Eckstein. Look at Eckstein just staying in there.
Look at Shannon. He's on top. He's almost off the back. He's looking like he's going over the back.
He's still going, Trevor. He's still going. He's got it.
Shannon Eckstein has come down the face of the wave. Kendrick Louis is looking around. Where is he?
Shakes his head.
Oh, he can't believe it. He thought he was just cruising to the finish line. Look, he's still out in front. Can Shannon Eckstein catch him? Kendrick Louis had this enormous lead around the cans.
Holding off to the right there. Shannon's going to be on the better line near the finish. Kendrick's going to come across the shallow bank. Look at Shannon still holding the ski. The wave hasn't even caught Kendrick yet.
Oh, what an astonishing finish. He's just bobbing up and down in the surf as Kendrick Louis. And Shannon Eckstein, the professor, the cruise missile, jumps off. He's going to win it. How did he do that?
Oh, Kendrick slips.
Kendrick, oh, talk about insult to injury. He slips over. Shannon Eckstein, you make your own luck when you're a champion. And that's exactly what he is. A couple of high fives, hits the tape, and Kendrick Louis will give the handout, but he won't be too impressed. He shakes his head. I think that Shannon almost apologised to him there.
Apologised.
Couldn't believe it.
Matt Poole, the big combatant of Shannon in the last couple of times. He runs across in third place. Oh, unbelievable finish. I can't believe how big these three have been this season. Nathan Smith comes into fifth.
How good is that? Shannon Eckstein, what a freak.
Oh, that was a really different finish, wasn't it? You talk about cream rising, and there he is, 20 points to Shannon Eckstein. Kendrick Louis on 17 keeps him right in it for Coolum. Matt Poole there, Hayden White, Tannen Linden, Kai Hurst, only the 8 points.
Getting further down, Westberg, Cam Cole down there. That's going to cost them the season for sure, a re-qualification. Matt Bevilacqua, Thomas Trembath, Hayden Ellerman, Joshy Minogue in last place today.
The beach was just pumping as they watched this out-and-out champion, Shannon Eckstein, just gives a little drink to his beautiful little girl there. and a real family man these days, and he just cruised home, didn't he? Gives a wry smile to his wife. He knew that there was an element of luck, but you make your own luck, don't you, as we look at the overall standings?
Yes, wife Belinda kisses Shannon Eckstein, 94 points, 19 points in front going to the last round. Wow, Wes Berg, Nate Smith, Matt Bevilacqua, Mitch Miller, Joshie Minogue, Hayden Ellum are all going to be out of qualification.
You'd think he had a winning lead, Shannon, but who will know? There's one round to go, and the young guns are nipping at his heels. Of course, extraordinary today in Newcastle. Shannon Eckstein, as he has a little chat with Matty Poole, eh? Mates again. Good to see the guys having a chin wag. We're going to hear from the major protagonist.
It's a familiar spot for him. Joining us right now, the man himself. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thanks very much. You know, I used my luck up there to feel really sorry for Kendrick, but you got to take it when you can in surf, and yeah, it's a nice feeling to win.
He was out in front for a while, had that lead. You know, talk us through that.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you're in his position. You just got to chase every little bump that's there. There was no big wave for him to get, and I was lucky. I turned the can, got one little runner, and then chased this runner that I thought might turn into a wave. There was probably 3 or 4 times I thought, yeah, you're going down it. No, you're not. You're off the back. Yeah, and I kept chasing, and I looked over it. I thought if you go down this, you might slew, and like you might end up 6th here. You're going to take the risk, and I just went for it, and yeah, lucky to catch him. And then he got me in round 2 up the beach, so I got him today.
Ended up with the goods.
Well, it's a tough format, you know. Race 3, the other 2 races. It's a hard day at the office, but you lifted, but it was back and forth too in the swim leg, you were saying.
Yeah, it's the kind of format, if you get a good start and stay out in the first 3, you can sort of cruise around, but today I didn't do that. I was sort of battling in the sort of the red zone for both race 1 and race 2, and you know, I sort of had to work a bit harder than I thought I needed to, but yeah, at the end of the day, I gave it my all. Trying to wrap up this series is crucial going to Coolum to get some good points before that, because Coolum could throw up any surf.
It's going to be tough for you, though. You're in that number 1 spot now. It's going to take a miracle for someone else to try and get that spot.
Yeah, I haven't done the maths yet, but you know, Kai didn't make the top 6 then, and Pooley finished 3rd, so I get 5 more points on Pooley. So hopefully, you know, if I finish in the top 10 at Coolum, I can wrap up number 8. Congratulations again from us here. Awesome weekend, and we're going to throw right now to Roz. She's with Kendrick.
We all thought you had that win wrapped up. Did you see Shannon coming?
I saw him coming. He's always there. You know he's always going to be there. And I thought I might have kicked away a little bit, getting over some of those waves, and he must have just snuck around him. And it was so close, but it just shows that he's always there. And, you know, you've just got to put the hammer down when you can. You know, I don't know if I was close to getting a wave on the way in, and I sort of let it go, but it was quite fat. I gave it everything I had, and I looked around, I saw Shannon just on the top of a wave, and he managed to pull down it, and I was sort of cringed when I saw him get down it, and then my end down here, it was just, there was nothing happening. It just died out. He got a little double up. You know, it was sort of similar conditions to round 2 in Western Australia. You know, he got the better run off it, and you know, all credit to the bloke. It shows he never gives up, and you know, at one point I wanted to drop my shoulder around the flag, but I think he had too much of a lead on me, so.
There's been too much controversy with that the last few rounds.
Yeah, the gap was closed there, well and truly closed, so I don't think I would have made a fool of myself. But as much as I want to beat the guy, if I want to see someone win a race, it's probably him. And you know, he come across the line and apologised to me, and you know, that means a lot to me. It's, you know, I put a lot into what I do, and you know, I look up to him a lot. And you know, I found myself a couple of years ago watching YouTube videos of Shannon winning races, and that's how I want to be. I want to follow what he does. He wins everything. You know, he's like Kelly Slater kind of thing, you know, and when he is racing, it's awesome because you know you're racing the best in the world, you know, and no one's ever been as good as him. You know, you've got guys like Kai who have, you know, they were equal with Australian titles and stuff like that, but Shannon's he just keeps going and going and going, and, you know, he always backs up after an injury or sickness or whatever, and he still wins, so.
What is there to race for in Coolum for you?
A lot of pride. You know, it's one of these things, you know, no matter if you're racing for points or whatever, you put your foot on the line wanting to win. It's what I've always raced for. I race because I enjoy it and I love it. And as much as I'd love to win an Ironman series, I'm hoping it's coming, you know. And I guess if I can follow what he's doing, I guess I'm on the right track. So,
Congratulations on the second. See you in Coolum.
Thank you.